the hula was a very sacred dance, and you had to be selected, basically. You could want to be one, but that didn't mean you were going to be one. And they actually, when a new troupe was created, they actually had a hula priest assigned, and they went and built their own temple and practiced doing the hula. And it wasn't until all that got contaminated by the missionaries also. Right? So it's very interesting seeing their society. But the key point there is that the people who had the knowledge end up using the knowledge to consolidate and concentrate the power. Okay? The reason I'm going through all that is because our mission is to do the opposite of that. We want, the slaves and the commoners and the royalties, every who will show up and realize who they are and what they are, to be empowered to use this knowledge and go on about their life, and become another Bill Gates or whatever the case may be, and not be born into it as a Rockefeller or a Trump.
And like the kahunas and stuff like that worked more for the royalty and not for the slaves. So the slaves didn't have a lot of the knowledge that, the royalty had. And the royalty kept the healing techniques and stuff like that.
So the royalty got healed, but the slaves didn't. Okay. So it wasn't the utopia that is an overall cast out there, that it was a utopia. It wasn't. Okay. Do what?
Did the knowledge trickle down to the commoners?
Some of it did trickle down to the commoners, especially once the missionaries got hold and started changing things. Right? And because then the people who did have the knowledge saw that royalty was going away, and yet they wanted to preserve the knowledge. Right? But you see the same thing happening that's happened all over the world historically. Okay, you can go all the way back to the founding of this country, and the fact that a big influence on the founding of this country was the Protestant religion.
You notice how Yates is describing the royalty, the commoners, and the slaves. It's almost like a caste system.
It is. It was a caste system.
And the idea, what he's talking about is a lot better than the platform of change, mere change. Because what he's talking about is empowering the individual so that you can be royalty, because you're all royalty, and especially here, where we're free. We're free. And that's why we call this the secret path to power, because you have the same power within you. And so when you empower the individual as opposed to the mindset of empowering the collective, you get a very different world. And it's awesome stuff, very empowering, very liberating.
Yes.
Very liberating. And that's the real freedom and the power to manifest whatever you want in your life. How many of you have seen Atlas Shrugged since it came out?
It's not showing here locally. We're still looking for it.
Good man.
Yeah. Go see Atlas Shrugged from that aspect. All right, so we're going to start this. How many of you believe in cell phones? Raise your hand if you believe in cell phones. Richard, is that your hand raised, or are you just doing the camera? All right, you believe in cell phones? All right. Now think about it. There are millions of conversations going on in the very space that your body occupies right now. You're unaware of them, but yet you know they're there and you know they exist. Because I can take my cell phone out and walk right over there and put it where your body is, and I can talk to somebody, can't I? So that signal. The same with the radio, isn't it? This room is full of probably a dozen radio stations, all of which occupy the same space as your body at the same time your body is occupying it. So right away, you know that two things can occupy the same space at the same time, don't you?
And it's quantum physics.
That's quantum physics.
Mm-hmm.
That's quantum physics. Okay? The thing you're going to learn is that you are energy first. You are flesh and blood second. Now, you have control of that energy.
When you choose to. When you make that choice.
When you make that choice.